Then contributing to this project somewhere led me to an internship, a remote internship with a company in US, without even having an interview. Directly they took me in for the internship, and the internship stipend was like $5,000 per month. Comes out to 4 lakhs per month without any interview.
Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Podcast One on One. Today we have Chandan with us, who is interning at Comvault, Bangalore, and also a GSOC mentor this year. Welcome to the Tech Podcast, Chandan.
Hey guys, thanks Sumuk for having me here. Uh, how is it going?
Yeah, it's going good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you, bro?
Yeah. So let's start with first question. Like I just saw your profile. Your profile is so good. Like I have so many questions in my mind, and it would not be enough for only this episode. We may have you for another episode, like complete brief about your profile
Yeah,
and
yeah,
how
sure,
did
it's
you
okay.
go through. So okay, let's start with your first question. So why did you choose engineering? What is your inspiration?
My inspiration behind engineering is like any other engineering student. Mostly engineering students come to engineering so that they can pursue something else. Since my childhood, joining Indian cricket team was my goal. It has been my goal. So, like any other degree, say for example MBBS, wouldn't have given me that opportunity to play cricket along with pursuing my degree as well. So
Yeah.
engineering is one degree where you can do like people do everything else except for engineering, but I managed to do both of them. Like I did engineering as well as like tried cricket. The problem with cricket was there are many things which if I tell it now, it will be like giving excuses or something. Let's say I just tried, but now I'm not actually focusing on cricket on something now. So yeah, that was actually one kind of motivation to come to engineering. And the other thing was I was like very pretty good in programming by the time I joined engineering itself. So if I come to a degree where I already know how things work, how what has to be done, like how it has to be done, then it'll be easy for me as well. Easy for me to focus on my career as well as on cricket. So I need not put much effort on engineering, right? So that is the
Yeah.
like story behind coming to engineering.
So you said like you were good enough at programming language before coming to engineering. So when did you started learning it? Like before engineering? What class?
Again, there's a long story. I was in my eighth standard, I guess, eighth or seventh standard. I had an Android mobile, okay, and the data charges were like for 1 GB, it was like 500 rupees back then. It was very
Yeah.
costly, and I didn't have money to afford. I can't ask my parents as well, also. So we discovered a lot of Wi-Fi's around our home. Like there were a lot of Wi-Fi's because internet was very, like very costly. So people used to like have Wi-Fi's around our houses. So yeah, then I found out that if Wi-Fi's can be hacked, then I get free internet. So
Yeah.
that is where my actual story starts. So starting from getting more internet to play games or to do something else, and there like starting to get into a Wi-Fi network, use that Wi-Fi network without any cost. Audience, let me tell you, you need not do this at all. So this was long back when I don't like I was not matured enough. So yeah, this is how my story starts. From there I like keep on learning cybersecurity concepts, skills or something. I had actually studied computer networks back there in like ninth or 10th standard, so it actually helped me in engineering as well. So that is where my journey started with cybersecurity. And then in cybersecurity we need Python for anything. If you're a script kid, you can just use anyone else's script, but if you're writing your own scripts, then Python is required. So I started learning Python, but not to this level. I was very basic. Now if I start doing it, like I can learn the same things in like 1 or 2 hours using a crash course. That was my knowledge
Yeah.
there. And then after my 10th also, I asked my parents if I can go for PCMC, but they didn't allow. They wanted me to be a doctor. So I came to like PCMB again. There also, rather than studying biology, I used to go to library, get some books issued. Like I tried C sharp, C plus plus, C, everything. Basic, like top level only. That can be done in 1 or 2 hours. Anyone can do it in 1 or 2 hours now. So that was the state. Like, so I kind of knew what happens in engineering, what has to be done. So yeah, it was easy for me there.
Yeah, like many of our guests are from PCMB background. Even I am from PCMB background. So
Yeah,
many
yeah,
of them from biology background and coming to engineering.
yeah. And most of the students will have that doubt. If I'm in from PCMB, can I actually come to engineer and like compete with like people who have already completed PCMC? Let me tell
Yeah.
you, they would have studied complete theory and they would know, like they would just know how to write exams, not to build projects. So you and they will actually start from zero itself. So you need not worry about it. You can like even if you are a PCMB student, you can come into computer science.
Yeah, that's great, Chandan. So, hearing from you, starting your journey from Wi-Fi, getting how to get a password from Wi-Fi to getting placed at a big companies with good package is such a wonderful story. So, like now you have done with your exams in final year. So, can you brief us about your 4 years journey, like from starting to fourth year?
Yeah, like I completed my KCT exam. I was very motivated to come to engineering only. So on the very day of exam, like I completed it by like 5 or 6 p.m. I came back at 7. It was raining heavily. I started a Python course. It was from like Code with Mosh or Programming with Mosh is a channel on YouTube. I started
Yeah,
it from there. Yeah, I started it from there. I completed that course in like 7 or 10 days. It was beginner course, very beginner. Like now I can complete it in 1 hour, 2 hours. So like that, and I completed that, and then I took a course from this thing. IITs do it, no? Some organization is there. Yeah, some Python for data science course. So where I learned about data science, web automation, etc., etc. Then I decided to like practice on my own, do something on my own, build projects, and build a very basic project which are already on my GitHub profile as well. It'll be like you put in, like you input a address, it'll take you to that address on the map. It's a web automation project. Such simple projects I started with. So by the time I started engineering, I knew how programming works, how like cyber security, though I already knew from the beginning. So now how programming was, what is Python, what exactly do we in data science, such concepts. So started my engineering journey. Like since my childhood, I wanted to like build stuff. Okay, so like build a startup, not work
yeah,
for any other company. So that was my mentality back then. So first year itself, we started a startup called PGFY. You can see it on my LinkedIn profile. Here we thought of like even my friends faced difficulty when they actually came from a different city to Mysore, and while settling down, they couldn't find PGs, they couldn't find hostels. So what we did is a platform where students come and register, and they put their college, everything, and we send a notification to all nearby PGs, all nearby hostels, or any other such platforms, and then they would actually call them back and quote them their price. So the student can be like, would actually select the best price possible. Okay, so five people would quote them like 100, 200, 300, 400 rupees. Student can go with 100 rupees. So this was our plan. We started with PGs. It actually, we registered a few PGs as well, and then COVID hit, and no PGs were like actually filled, and people were not coming into the PGs itself. So we had to shut down. We had to pivot our idea itself, and we made it a student only, all in one platform, where you can like sell your second hand books, second hand laptops. You can actually attend events. You can create events. Say your college is hosting, your college GDSC is hosting an event. It can post it on there, and people can come from there as well. So this was our idea. Even we tried that as well for like till my second year, but that didn't work fine. So we had to shut it down. So in first year, I pretty much, along with the startup and all, I actually learned the different programming languages, like front end web development, no, mostly full stack web development, as well as I brushed up my cyber security skills as well, but not much. There's a story behind it, which I'll tell later. So first year, I learned, like I tried out everything, and then my startup also, like we had to shut it down in second year. Along with shutting down my startup, I stuck on to Flutter app development, so that we can develop apps every week and put it to Play Store and then earn money out of it. But we actually developed only one. We couldn't get any other ideas as only. So yeah, so that is where Flutter. I like went deep into Flutter. It's like I knew. all of the technologies, most of the technologies, but Flutter I knew a bit deeper. So yeah, Flutter was my actual go-to tech stack for me back at that time. So second year, whole second year I did Flutter and worked on some projects. I was actually a club lead in my first year as well, and in second year, I was in two other clubs, GDSC. It might be in VVC also. Yeah, and
Yeah,
GDSC is a cyber security lead. And second year also somehow it went. And when it comes to third year, I actually started open source, like open source contributions. I had done it in second year itself, but I focused more on open source in my third year. So along with open source, I actually solved a lead code question every day. You can see my lead code profile
yeah,
in 2023. There is no single day where I have not solved any question. So that has actually helped me a lot in my interviews as well, coming to the placements thing. So whole third year, I did only DSA, open source contributions, as well as I like I participated in a lot of hackathons. I was a mentor in a hackathon, and we won a lot of hackathons. You can like check it on my resume or my LinkedIn profile as well. So in my third year, you can say that in first year I discovered tried everything. In second year I chose one tech stack. In third year I used that tech stack to like get opportunities, to build connections, to build my network. And then in my fourth year, like by the time I came to my fourth year, I was already placed. I became a bit lazy, but still I was solving DSA questions. The thing is, if you keep solving DSA questions every day, you will not get that mood to stop it somewhere. So even if I was placed, I was solving DSA questions. And in my fourth year, I haven't done much rather than like my internship at Comvault. And before that, also one thing is there. In my third year, I was accepted for GSOC, Google Summer of Code, in a project where Flutter was used. It was in AOSSI, an organization, Australian organization, and I contributed there. I built a lot of network, and then contributing to this project somewhere led me to an internship, a remote internship with a company in US, without even having an interview. Directly, they took me in for the internship, and the internship stipend was like $5,000 per month. Comes out to 4 lakhs per month without any interview. That was in December, and I had to leave it because I had to join Comvault in January.
yeah.
So yeah, from January I've been there working for Comvault.
Yeah, such an inspiration. Then, like, this can be made into a movie, like how you discovered, yeah, from a child wanted to hack a Wi-Fi from password to like joining remote startup and joining good package, good company. Like, is such an inspiration for juniors and audience. So, like you said, you have built so many startups. Like, how did you find your network? How did you find these opportunities?
First of all, like almost all of my startups I have built, like the team was only my friend group itself. There were no people who have come from outside and something in my startup and all. It was all almost my friends only. So we would used to brainstorm ideas, and if one ideas comes up, we would start it without even thinking about anything else at the beginning. So one example I'll give: we started Motoride. Motoride is like motorbike rentals. You might have seen Royal Brothers and all.
Yeah,
Yeah, every like for a day, if you want a bike, you just pay them 600 rupees and get it for a day rent. So like this, the same pattern we started. But then after starting, like after like 10 or 15 rides, we got to know that whiteboard vehicle can't be used for this rentals and all. Our all bikes were whiteboard, like 4 or 5 bikes we had.
hmm.
All of them were whiteboard, and then we got to know that. And there was one more thing where one guy took our bike, like gave it to some garage for some like 15,000 and went to Mumbai. So we had to recover that bike from there. Just like we got it just because we had a GPS there. If not, that bike would also be gone. So that is the case. There are many such things where it used to like, and being a student, taking care of all such things will be very difficult for us. So we had to stop that also. So yeah, we started from there without even thinking anything, and then starting and then stopping. Here we like if you are starting something, no, there'll be people, like-minded people like you. Like we started PG5 Motoride, then we were in a group of people who are actually building stuff in Mysore. So
Yeah.
there is another startup called Innovact by Sarang, if you have heard. So we like came in touch with Sarang, and we, like, there are many people in Mysore itself, Chandrakant, who works in SJC Step. So we built a network here, and I got a lot of connections from there, and I have got a very, like, a lot of freelance projects from there as well. I have made decent amount of money. So go behind your network. Your network will be your net worth, I would say. So yeah, that is where I used to make connections. Yeah, like-minded people will always come together.
Yeah, that's great, Chandan. So you said you have learned various languages, cybersecurity, and other things. So if you were to learn a new language now, like what is your go-to source? What is that YouTube channel or a docs or anything as that?
Like go to language in the sense like the language itself, or the research
Any
from.
language framework or anything. If you want to learn any new language framework, what is your go-to source to learn it?
Yeah, I would say, like, choosing a language, people are like, they will have mixed opinions. Either go with Python or C++. I would say go with Python. Like people might criticize this, like might put it in the comment section, C++ is good, Java is good, etc. Now, yeah, but see, you're driving a car, you're learning how to drive a car. At that time, if the person who is teaching you how to drive a car also puts you into some complications, like how to save petrol while driving a car, how to not keep changing gear so that you save petrol, this will, like, make things complex for you. In Python,
Yeah,
you just learn how a list is, like, learn how to manipulate a list, create a list. In C++, you'll have to create the whole data structure by itself, like the low level stuff. Okay, so it'll be very complex, and you are a beginner trying to figure out complex things. It'll be like you might get demotivated. So start with Python, you will be motivated throughout the journey, and once Python is done, you'll get some high level knowledge of the programming languages, and then move on to C++. That I would suggest. And if you are learning a new language now, I would suggest to, take up any beginner friendly course on YouTube. YouTube is the best place actually. And once you are done with that beginner friendly course, then go to their documentation itself and try to figure out things, build a real world project. So for example, you might be doing like you might be learning Golang. So Golang you're learning, and then you try to build an API for yourself using Golang, like without watching any video. Like try to make up like try to bring up things from the documentation itself, from any other like blog or something, and then
yeah,
putting the pieces together is all we need in computer science. People say AI is coming, it'll code your whole thing, you don't have to work. But actually, putting things together is like, it requires a lot of logical reasoning and your mental ability and critical thinking as well. So yeah, so if you are putting things together, then you are actually an engineer already. Okay, then you will only know how stuff works and how what has to be learned later, and how to approach it and all.
yeah, that's true. Before, first, as you said, we can go to the YouTube course, like then we can try building on our own. Yeah,
But some people will be starting in third year only. Like people are contacted
yeah,
me starting in third and fourth year. At that time, this won't work because this will take time. At
hmm,
that time, they should go on to some Udemy course or something which is already structured so that they don't waste time on anything. They're
yes.
just there to learn. Yeah.
So, I see that you have maintained a GitHub streak of like 365 days, lead code streak, and also you are in GSOC, and also not only these things, you are also good in like academics,
Yeah.
good CGPA. So, how did you manage all these things, man? Like everything, how did you manage?
Like people ask me this question a lot of times, but I actually don't have an answer for that. How do I manage? I can only not say, like, people say, if you are not giving, like, if you are using the same 24 hours, even I am using the 24 hours, and they just give me a list of things they do in those 24 hours, and I can't even find a space to like fit in these all these things inside their schedule also. So yeah, like one thing which motivates me is like my parents. I have to make them proud. So that is the thing which motivates me a lot. I have taken a bet, like my father, like my dad wanted me to come to like become a doctor, but I have taken a bet not to be a doctor but to be an engineer, to build things, and from the money I make I can help the same people. The only intention behind me being a doctor for my dad is to help people. Even in engineering, if you are making more money, if you have a lot of popularity, if you can help people, if you can create impact in some other's life, then that will be more than enough. That is what keeps me going from there.
This is so sweet of you, Chandan. Like your intention to help others, community to grow is so good. Yeah. So now you are a mentor in GSOC, and also last year you were a contributor. So what is your GSOC experience? How did you get that?
Coming to GSOC experience, in the first year itself, I was I was watching some video where most probably it was some Hindi content creator, Kunal Kushwaha, maybe Kunal
Kunal
Kushwaha.
Kushwa, yeah.
Not Kunal Kushwaha. One more guy is there. They started Apna class now. Apna class. Apna Kaksha,
Apna
something.
college.
Yeah, Apna college. That guy's name.
Uh, okay.
Yeah,
Leave.
I
I
was
also.
watching. I
Yeah.
was watching this video where I actually came to know about GSOC,
Hmm.
and in that video, it was
Aman
so.
Dattarwal.
Yeah, Aman Dattarwal. In that
Yeah.
video, it was so hyped up that like even if you're not interested in engineering only, like, you will go for GSOC. So that was the kind of hype that video had created. And then I had to like I wanted to do GSOC in the first year itself, but since I started my startups, and then in the second year also startups were there. There are a lot of things I used to like involve myself in. Even cricket was there. I was playing cricket till my third year, like till my placements. That and all was there. So I couldn't much like give much concentration over GSOC and all. But in my third year, I was not doing open source contribution just for GSOC. I was like very interested. I am doing like I'm writing some code which is being used by someone else somewhere in the world. Okay, that was like it gives you goosebumps when your code
Yeah.
is being used by someone else, and that works very smoothly without any error. That was there, so I started contributing for open source just to gain experience and to network with individuals, and for that thrill again. Yeah, while contributing, I came across some very good programs like Hacktoberfest, and one comes Code Peak,
Yeah.
and a Social Winter of Code. There are many such programs where I participated, and yeah, after participating, it was time for GSOC applications. At that time only, I started contributing to AOSSIE. People say you have to contribute from 1 year, 2 years to the same
Yeah.
organization. I actually contributed 2 months, no, two, not even 2 months, 1 month prior to the GSOC period. And after contributing, I made connections. See, people actually contribute, get their PRs merged, and like leave it as it is. But it's not like that. You have
Hmm.
to go to their community, talk to people, and if someone else is coming in, help them. And like like the main people, the organization administrators in AOSSIE already knew me before I applied to GSOC itself. So like I had created a connection like that, and then GSOC I applied. Applying also, the project was to build a this one, right, Clubhouse or
Yeah. Yeah.
Spaces. Yeah, I build a open source clone of the same. I had actually built the whole project already and explained explained the architecture to them along with the project's link. Okay, it was hosted on my GitHub account. It was not a very fully functional this thing, but the whole flow was there. What was required was already there. So if I am pitching an idea in front of them, which I've already built, then there will be very high chances of selection, right?
Yeah.
After going to GSOC, I already knew that 100% I'll get selected. So there was no like 50-50%. I might not, like that. I will get selected. That was for sure. So then GSOC results came, and I was actually selected. Yeah, GSOC went well. I made a lot of connections, and the project is still there. If any of your audience wants to contribute, it's called Resonate under AOSSI organization. It's a very good project. We have used Flutter as well as Apprite for building that. A Node.js experience as well will be helpful for that. Yeah, this was my GSOC journey. I completed that project. I received a very great feedback from my mentor. and after that I myself became an organization administrator there. This year I am a mentor as well as organization administrator. Yeah, it's very good actually to be a part of such organizations and such programs. You should actually try it if you're in your second year, third year, first year as well.
Yeah. Instead of just applying, showing your work to the organization admins or mentor, it will be great benefit so that you will get more chances of getting selected.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with your YouTube channel that is engineering in Kannada, like teaching programming languages in Kannada. So also you have 50k plus subscribers. So why did you started this? What is your motivation?
Like my the first thing was like after KCET, before KCET only there was a lot of things happening for our KCET exam. There was COVID,
Yeah,
so people were like it'll get postponed, postponed,
postpone.
postponed.
Yeah,
That time I got a initial start for my channel. Like my YouTube journey starts when I was in 8th or ninth standard itself. So I wanted to make money so that I get some internet. So there only this also starts. I had my YouTube channel there only. I had uploaded a few videos, a lot of different types of content, but it was not running only. But KCT was a chance for me. Getting postponed, KCT getting postponed, the news itself was a chance for me, which I used it, and like started like gained the first 1,000 subscribers from there itself. After gaining from there, I come for the whole season, like for the whole 2020 KCT, I guess KCT 2020, yeah, KCT 2020, whole KCT 2020. I've documented my whole journey of like how to submit documents, how to order your college, how to go into admissions, everything. So KCT was my start for that. And then when I came to first year, when I learned stuff, then I thought of like teaching programming concepts in Kannada, because there are channels, but they are pretty much outdated, as well as they are not so, you know, well like correctly explained or something. So
yeah,
that is where I found a gap in Kannada. There are no channels where people actually teach programming or computer science concepts. So that is where I started to do it. Starting, it was for money, but then when I got that support and love from the fans, like from the audience. So yeah, that has been keeping on encouraging me to, like from there. But now currently I'm pretty not consistent, we can say, inconsistent. That's because of like as you already know, I handle a lot of
internship.
things together, and
Yeah,
finding time is very difficult. So once I get settled to my full-time job, like it'll start from July, I guess. So then I can like consistently post videos. That is
yeah. So finally, that kid who was trying to hack that password is the motivation for you to start YouTube, engineering, and everything.
everything. See, sometimes bad things also lead to good outcomes, you can say.
Yeah. So you have experienced many hackathons. You have participated. You have won many hackathons. So you said you participated from third year or fourth year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was your experience, and what do you want to say about hackathons?
Coming to hackathons, hackathons are the place where you actually learn how engineering works. You work under pressure. Okay, in companies there'll be pressure some most of the time, so you will have to work. That too, if you are in a startup ecosystem, startup
Yeah.
environment, then you will have to work under pressure. So that is where hackathons come into the picture. Where hackathon you'll have 24 hours, you'll have 48 hours, you'll have 12 hours to build stuff, and in that pressure, you might be a very good, the best typer in the world. Even then, you'll make mistakes while typing. So that is the
Yeah.
pressure that hackathons will give you. So working under pressure, and you might not know some technologies which you have to learn at that time and implement. Learning and implementing at the same time under pressure in the given amount of time is actually a challenging task. So if you have any opportunity to go into hackathon, just don't miss it. Even if you don't know anything, you learn it there. So you can network with individuals. And when I went to hackathon, there will be a lot of people who actually came to me, like they knew my YouTube channel, they who came to me, and now we are good friends. So that is where networking also comes into the picture. So hackathons are very great opportunities for you to showcase your talent as well as to learn stuff and to become a better engineer. Coming to my hackathon experience, I would say you won't have to take my advice on this, because I was already a very like a pretty much decent software engineer by then. So before even the results used to be announced, our team name would be champions or winners. The team name we used to register our team in is champions or winners. We had come to Vidyavardhaka as well with the name
Yeah.
champions, and we got first place there. So that is the confidence we had in in our team at least. So yeah, that was my experience. For you, if you are a decent software engineer, then you can also go with this confidence. But if you are not, then go there, try out things, learn things, network with individuals. That'll be very useful for your career.
Yeah, last month, I went for a workshop as a session speaker. So students were asking me that I am still in a first year. Can I join hackathons? I don't know any languages. What is your advice for that?
Even if you don't if you don't know ABCD also, just go there. You'll learn ABCD by talking to other individuals there. So that is the thing I would advise. Go there, like even if you don't know Python, start the course there itself. Start the course, like learn it with your team, and then build a simple program. They might ask you to build a AI based calculator is the problem statement. You at least build a calculator out of the this thing, like using Python. You'll at least have that satisfaction that I built a calculator by myself by learning by myself in a hackathon. Integrating AI is the next part. In the next hackathon, you'll surely integrate it if you build it this time.
Yeah,
So that is where even if you don't know anything, just go there. You'll learn a lot of things. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to network. Yeah, I would say go there. Don't miss it.
yeah, you will learn a lot and you will get confidence. You will know how to pitch your idea to the judges.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Again, that also. Pitching idea is one more thing where we ourselves had made. Even if the feature is not implemented, we just put it on the front end and then just show it to the judges that this has been implemented, and they would actually think it was implemented because no one goes through the code. It will be a 24-hour
Yeah,
hackathon. Guests would have been invited for 1 or 2 hours for judging only. They'll not even have the time to like look at the code. So you can take this advice but not use it a lot of times for everything. Just some parts, it's fine. Yeah, this also you should know. One trick for
yeah.
hackathons.
Uh, you built startups before participating in hackathon, so you were known like how to pitch for your startups, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. From there only I got all these ideas.
yeah. So if I would start to like, I wanted to join a GSOC this year or next year. So what is your advice? Like, how can I start with GSOC?
First of all, you will have to learn a tech stack. Let it be full stack web development or app development or any of the things. There is a lot of technologies which GSOC comes in. Like if open source is there, GSOC is there on that also. Like that you can assume. So learn something. For example, you learned Mern stack. Okay. Then you go to goodfirstissues.dev or goodfirstissues.org. There are website like very there are some websites with good for like with who lists good first issues. Go there and solve those good first issues. Good first issues means you'll be deleting a function, you'll be renaming a function, you'll be deleting one line of code, you'll be adding one line of code. It'll be very simple and you'll get to know about the code base of that software. And
Yeah,
once that is done, you keep contributing to it. And after contributing, now switch to a GSOC organization based open source project. So there are millions of open source projects, but GSOC only gives a few organizations the chance to get contributors for their open source project. Then go to GSOC website. There's one more website from a developer called GSOC'24 or something. You just Google it, you'll get it there, and then filter it according to your tech stack, Mon stack, for example, now. And then you get all organization which actually have projects in Mon stack. Then keep contributing to 3 or 4 organizations till GSOC application period starts. Okay, before the application period, 1 month, like you should be very talkative there. Like you should be communicating with a lot of people. If new people are coming in, you should be helping them. And the organization administrators and mentors should already know that you exist. You are a very good, like a part of that organization. If that comes in their senses, then even if you apply with a very small basic proposal also, there are high chances that you'll get selected. This is the basic like steps you can follow.
Yeah, like communication is a skill, like how you interact with others and how you propose your idea, how you pitch your idea is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chandan, so you have developed various projects. So one of them is BunkWell, which is downloaded by 10K plus users. So why was this idea why was this idea came to your mind, and how did you manage these real-time users? Like this scale, 10K plus users is such a huge database, and how did you manage this?
Yeah, as I said already, in my second year, I went deep into Flutter. So did my friends. Like we had a group of three or four friends who worked on Flutter and this application as well. And like building the application, the whole idea was in our college, there's no online system where we can track our attendance. In the end of the semester, we would come to know that our attendance has a shortage of like 5% of 10%.
Yeah.
And that time we had to go there and stand, please ma'am, please ma'am, please ma'am. We would ask. That would be a very difficult task. That's why we thought of like tracking it from the first itself. And this was a problem in majority of colleges. So even
Yes.
medical colleges have like we have like downloads from medical colleges as well. So yeah, even there's a problem. That is why we started this. There are many other apps also with very bad user interface and user experience, but this is very simple. You just go there, click on subject, click on present, you get a notification also if you miss out. It's very simple, and this is completely offline, which takes away our like complexity of handling our backend itself. So the whole database will be stored in their mobile device only in the local database, and they can only export the DB to Google Drive. The feature has still not been implemented, but we have kept it as a placeholder in settings. You might observe if someone is a user. So yeah, handling real-time connections was never our job there because it was completely offline. And now it has around 20K, I guess, 20,000 downloads. The data you have is old.
Yeah. That's great, Chandan. So getting a real-time users is such a like major difficult thing because getting a user and handling their databases and getting it smooth run is such a difficult
Yeah,
task,
yeah, it's
and
very
you
difficult.
yeah.
We have to handle a lot of edge cases if we are managing that. Like I have built some freelance projects with three or four clients, Flutter apps itself, and their backend systems are there, which give errors every now and then. So that has to be corrected, and our defect removal efficiency is a kind of low, to be honest, because we are still students and we are still learning how things work. We are not
Yeah.
already like 6 or 7 years experienced, but yeah, this is how we learn. We make mistakes and then learn out of it.
Yeah, you said like freelancing. So when did you started your freelancing and how did you get this clients?
Freelancing also, I started in the gap where I got before engineering. After KCT and before engineering, I started out as a graphic designer. I used to design some basic graphics only, that too high, not a high level designer. Then I came to video editing. I did that also because I was already editing videos for my YouTube channel. And then my WordPress development, drag and drop website development is there, like where you need not
Mm,
code.
yeah.
The already the components are built, you just drag and drop them. So from WordPress website development, I started freelance. A lot of websites I have built, like 50 plus websites I have built in WordPress. So that was still my second year. And after that, this WordPress freelancing was just earning me like some money so that I can do something, I can invest it somewhere else. But in third year, I realized if I actually use my programming skills, like there I was just dragging and dropping, just my UI and creativity was there. So here
Yeah.
I actually added my programming skills, and then I tried, Flutter application development also, and did some 4 or 5 freelance projects in Flutter. And all these 3 years, I also did digital marketing. I used to get clients from US, UK, and all because I still have a Facebook group which has around 120K members. So 120K group members are there. Like 50% of them are bots, I guess. They join and spam the group. Let's say 60K members are there from UK, US, and all. So from there, I used to get clients for digital marketing. I used to run Facebook ad campaigns, Google ad campaigns for them. So this was all my freelance journey. Like rather than doing it as my personal brand, I had actually built a company for that, like agency, Hikify Digital Solutions. You just get it on Google also if you search for agencies in Mysore. Now it's been done by my brother because I'm working in Comwalt. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is how my freelance started and journey progressed. And my friends only were the members who were like taking care of the whole agency. Now kind of shifting to my brother and his friends. Yeah,
Getting a good friend group is so much
very
important,
important.
I can see.
Very
Yeah.
important. Yeah, if you are with five people who always talk about girls, who always talk about partying, you'll be the sixth one. If you are with five intelligent people who work hard, who actually work on startups, etc., who are like you have a business mindset, you'll be the next businessman. So that is there. So while choosing your friend group, be very, like think about you also. Like I'm not saying you should be selfish in this, but you should also like uh, you know set
Yeah,
your
I
life.
got you.
This is the time where you can actually set your life right, actually settle down. Yeah, that's why friends are very important.
Why didn't I met you before this podcast? Yeah, actually, I'm similar to you. Like, I want to build a startup. I want to build apps, scale users, but I didn't had enough my friends like who are interested in who are similar like groups. So yeah, getting a good friend group is so much important.
Yeah, yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. So, what is your one line of advice for juniors?
One line of advice is to be consistent. Consistency has helped me a lot. Like I used to learn Flutter before also. I actually learned Flutter for the third time. The third time I learned it correctly. The first time I used to learn for 20 days, leave it for a week, and the whole 20 days would have been lost like anything. And then again started it for a 1 month and then left it for 1 month. Then again I forgot everything. So that will be there. So be consistent. Check out my GitHub as well as Leetcode profile. Not even single day I missed. You can see the heat map there. Even if I missed on GitHub, I would have solved some question on LeetCode and put the same question as a contribution to GitHub. So at least do that. At least you are forcing yourself to do something every day. Or else if you leave it for one single day, then you'll not even have that mood to come back to it again and do it. Yeah, that will be there. So be consistent. Don't waste your time. This is the time where you have to set things right for your whole life. If you are like not working hard now, you'll have to work hard for the rest of the years. But let me tell you, I haven't partied for 4 whole years, but now I'm going in Bangalore, I'm doing all such things because I have worked for those 5 years. I'll now enjoy
Yeah.
for 50 years. But you, like most of the people, will be like thinking this is the time where we have to enjoy. This is the time where we have to go on trips. Yeah, this is the time. Let it be in a limit. Yeah, let it be in a limit. Work on yourself. Then when you are built properly, now you can like enjoy like everything. Yeah, work will be some part of your life, but then the whole other part which is left out will be for you to enjoy. Okay, so keep it in your mind. Work now, enjoy later. Be consistent, and this will solve like 100% or like most of your problems.
Yeah, that's great advice. And then being consistent will be helpful for everyone, not only for students, it is for everyone.
Yeah, yeah, it's for everyone. You will, like let it be in fitness, let it be in like relationships, everywhere. You have to be putting consistent efforts. If
Yeah.
not, like it'll fade away like anything. You'll forget everything. That'll be there.
Yeah. So how many problems you have solved till now in lead code?
On lead code, I guess I have solved 400 plus problems. I'm not sure. 400 or 500.
So when did you actually start? Like is it third year?
Yeah, third year, January 1st, 2023. I made that a New Year resolution of solving a question daily.
Yeah. So like when one should start is his or her lead code journey.
I would say start from the first year itself. So like I had to put a lot of pressure on me to like sit and do lead code, even though if like even though I'm not interested to do lead code. Like I am a development guy. I don't like
Yeah.
doing these. Okay. So even then I used to force myself so that I get a good placement. So that's the only reason I did DSA. I'm not interested in it at all. So that's why you might not be interested also. Rather than putting up a lot of pressure in the third year, start it from the first year itself. Do one question daily. One question daily till third year, you would have solved like 1,000 questions. So yeah, start from first year itself.
Yeah. So when did you started your placement journey?
Placement from the first year, I was not interested in placements at all. I had to build a startup. I had to do things on my own. But then first year, second year, kind of realized it will be a bit helpful for me if I go into a company, work for a few years, and then think of
Yeah.
this. Because we have to like we'll have a lot of responsibilities also. Family is there, everything is there. So yeah, that is where I thought of placements from January itself. I guess January 2023, and 6 months I prepared for my placements. Like my GSOC was also going on, side by side placements also. Like I was preparing.
Yeah. When one should start his or her placement studies?
Let's say you can start from like second year, like fourth sem or something. Until then, try to do everything you can. Build startups, build business, build some tea shop or something. Do some anything, like just to gain experience and just to like build your network. Who knows, tomorrow someone who has come to your tea shop might need a website which you will be building, and that website might become a hit and you'll become the founding developer there. So that will be
Yeah.
there. So yeah, try to do like what all opportunities you get. Don't even miss a single one of it. Try to do everything. One of it will click, and then you'll be in a different level. So yeah, take that advice. Never miss an opportunity. Just go at it.
First get a good friend group.
First, get a good friend group. If you don't get a good friend group, also, like you can contribute to open source projects, and there you get a community. Like even now, we are like friends, even though we are from different countries. We are friends. We talk about our family. We talk about how it goes in India as well. So that and all will be very nice. Like once you experience that, you'll not come back to this kind of life. Okay, so that kind of life is only of a whole different level. Like partying, trips, this is one thing. This is some one side of it. The other side is like to make connections. If people are not there, even if you have that kind of success, that's of no use. So try to like have a lot of people in your network. Try to build connections, spend time with your family as well. Like I made that mistake, like where in my 4 years the least time I have given is to my family. Okay, so that I should say, like try not to do it. Like even if you are doing it, like if I did it, it was risky for me, but now I can spend time with them. So that is there. So
From I was telling that you said you got remote internship from US. So how did you got that opportunity?
yeah, one day I was in some like some place, I guess like in my village or something. I get an email from a random guy from Stanford. She was a girl actually. So she actually sent me a mail saying, "Let we call like can we collaborate on a Android like application project?" Because I already knew app development and stuff. Then she contacted me. Then I was like, yes, sure, we can like we can collaborate on this. It was not like a job offer or something. It was just like a friendly like email asking, like requesting me to contribute, like collaborate with them. Then I said yes. Then we hopped on a call. Then I got to know that this is a startup which is being built from scratch. Like after 1 month of like starting the project, I was emailed from them. Like there was only one like founder back then. Okay, she had contacted me, and then we tried building the app for Wear OS and all. Like the application was just a personal assistant. Okay, like it's like your mom sitting beside you in your watch itself, tracking what all you do, and then giving you suggestions based on your activity for the whole day, for the whole month. So that is what they're building. And then we hopped on a call. We started building the project. Like yeah, pretty much I built a Flutter app, which was actually later we didn't use it because we had to build it in Swift. Yeah, there was another guy who was hired for that. And then I came back to backend development where I had to build a very good, like there you have to like think of real time users and all. So very
Yeah.
good framework. Fast API was used. We built like things there. A lot of lang chain stuff was there because generative the whole project was like based on generative AI. Yeah, this was pretty much about it. No interviews, nothing. Just my open source contribution, which I had done long back. That helped me get this.
That's amazing, Chandan. Person from Stanford reaching out to you through email because you have contributed to various open source projects. So
Yeah.
this shows your how you work, and there is no need of interview. So contributing to open source is like really helpful for students, right?
Yes, 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 it's very helpful. If you have still not started to contribute to open source and you're already in your second or third year, just start as soon as possible. Because in the coming years, what I think is companies will move away from like DSA tests for
Yeah,
like listening for the interview, and they'll be giving you a project. Like build a smart calculator is the project, for example. You'll be given like 12 hours. You have to build it and submit it, and based on that, they would be like mark like shortlisting you. So yeah, that will be very helpful. Open source contributions will take your coding level like the code quality itself will improve a lot. So get started as soon as possible.
yeah, that's great advice, Chandan. So one last question. So what do you think about this podcast one on one?
Yeah, I was going through all the podcasts on Spotify, also on like on YouTube also. It has been a great journey, I guess, for you also. Like you would have also
Yeah,
learned a lot, and you're helping audience also, like bringing in people from different companies, different backgrounds, and then putting them in front of the audience with some questions. Very like most like mostly the people will be asking these questions only. The whole question set you have prepared is like questions which most of the people will have. So that will be very helpful for the people. Keep going, and yeah, all the best for you as well.
yeah. Thank you so much, and then thank you so much for joining today for us take podcast one on one this episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sumuk, for inviting me. Yeah, we would
Yeah.
actually like can collaborate in the for the videos.